Everybody, hope you're doing well. Wow, let's talk about it. Listen, this lady on the screen, she has a message, and the message is white people, they do things. Yeah, if you're a black person, a person of color, she's like, yeah, you might not want to hang around white people or a group of white people, and you're the only one. You better run. You better run. Child, you better run. You better run. You better run. Fake friends, you don't need none. You better run. So, without further ado, the lady on the screen, I think she's got something I find kind of interesting to say. So, guess what? Here we go.
As a white individual, I don't even hang out with white people like that. Anytime a group of Caucasians have accumulated in a designated area, something bad's going to happen. And as a black person or a person of color, you don't need to be there. You don't. White people aren't safe.
Wow.
If you are the only black individual in that friend group, you don't need to be in that friend group. What happened to Nolan Wells could happen to you. And I don't care how much evidence that law enforcement agency covers up and hides. If they classify him as a suicide or an accidental death, we all know that his friends, his supposed friends, they murdered. There are so many black individuals who recently have been classified as suicides. We all know that they were lynched. Why? Because white people did something terrible, and the law enforcement agency covered that up. Stop hanging out with white people. We are not safe. And unfortunately, under this administration, white individuals who have racist tendencies and who are racist, they feel emboldened enough that they know that they are going to get away with it.
Do you agree? See, when I grew up, we were like, you have, different people growing up. Totally get it. We grew up with different cultures. Yeah. But when it's time to go to places, you just kind of like, as a black person, want to know, okay, so who else is going to be there that I know kind of looks like me? And it was like, oh, just you? Just me? No, yeah. That's going to, not going. And people say, listen, oh, that's racist. Well, if it's not racist, if it's true. Remember that black lady who went with some friends to a slumber party in middle class America? She was the only black person there, person of color, but I see the black person there, only black person there. And at the slumber party, everybody was able to wake up and go home when it was over except her. Oh, yeah. And the police who investigated, he was reportedly a friend with somebody who lived there. A slumber party, and she was the only one who didn't make it home. Had a family, was a married woman, husband and kids. Even a slumber party wasn't safe. Now, have I been in circles like that? Yeah. I, been the only black person. A little bit more, more discerning. Sometimes you have to really think things through, especially young people. Those weren't his friends. Those were people, a friend wouldn't do that. You can have a difference of agreement. Do you say, okay, girl, we're in my car, so you have to walk home? No. You can have a difference, and you still make sure the person is caring about you. Those are not his friends. Those are people that have appeared maybe friendly to him, and he thought were his friends, but they weren't. Again, leaving you on an island that's like 12 miles away. What was he going to do? Swim 12 miles? What was he going to? How was he going to get home? And if he decides to stay, which is nonsensical, I could call a complete lie. Who the hell gonna say, well, you know what? Listen, I'm supposed to go back for practice. You know what I'm saying? As a college student. But yeah, I'm gonna stay here. And here, you take my phone and my keys. I know then, okay, whoever has a phone and the keys, why did you not voluntarily submit that to the parents? But no, the mom had to use a tracking system to locate the phone. That's how they got it. And the text messages, some that they're saying were deleted. Why? They were able to track that phone and get information. Why would he decide to stay there? That is crazy. Another lie. Oh, he went on another boat? Yeah. They just found somebody now, a young black man, a drowning victim, and they arrested the guy that he went with, another teen that he went with. Oh, I was scared. So he drowned. You can try to save him, do CPR, call 911, but you threw his clothes up in a tree and you discarded his phone because he drowned? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're going to try, the lies doesn't make sense. But yeah, what she had to say, do you agree?
White people like that. Anytime a group of Caucasians have accumulated in a designated area, something bad's going to happen. And as a black person or a person of color, you don't need to be there. You don't. White people aren't safe. If you were
Listen, I remember in Palm Beach and knowing people. So like once I was going to go somewhere, and this person like, hey, you want to stay in so-and-so's place out of the country, you can go. So $5 million mansion. I was like, oh, this is cool. So I stayed there for a couple of days. It's like, no, you don't need a hotel. You can stay there for free. Okay, cool. And I was all throughout the house, of course, looking around. I was like, oh my God, I love her closet. Oh my God. I just love everything. Beautiful home. It's like, don't worry. They'll send a maid service afterwards. So you don't have to pay for a hotel. You can go ahead and just stay for free. We were leaving, going to Miami. Stay for free. And they'll just help yourself to whatever. Now, I knew common sense. You don't see a 20-year-old bottle of wine and try to grab that. You know what I'm saying? But I did take down the Snapple. My apologies. I hope they replaced it. Snapple was my drink. Hey, I can resist. I looked all around the house. I stayed there. I loved the lap of luxury, man. We were chilling by the pool, just great. Then another person, Brad, had popped up on different occasions, similar situation, and he started admiring the art. Yeah, he admired it a little bit too much. And I knew then as a black person, I said, I don't give a darn. Even if he is rich, rich people still too. And I knew then as a black person, I said, oh, I can see how this is going to play out. He's admiring this art. Who in the hell go to somebody's home and then taking a picture down to look on the back of it and finding information? And people know when art has papers on it, you know what time it is. It's a value. He talked about that art. And I knew one thing for sure. And here's what's $2 million, that guy. I said, oh, no, 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 no. I can see how this is going to play out. I'm the only black person in this here little group. And let me guess, I knew he's admiring the art too much. I said, going forward, if he comes to visit or I don't like having some friends over somebody's house. I said, no, don't even answer the door. When you see it's him, don't even answer the door. Because I knew then he's rich. I'm not. He's admiring the art. I knew then he could easily steal something, and out of all those folks, they're going to be looking at little me going, for one reason, and it's just the way it is. What could happen? Looking at me and thinking, oh, I bet the black person took it. And I'm the only black person in this little small group. I already knew what time it was, so I was like, nah, I just don't feel comfortable. Yeah, Again, somebody else's stuff. I already knew what time it was. Did it happen? No, it didn't happen because, like I said, when it came to him, I put the wall up. Can't trust it. I knew then. What is? I said he may try to steal something. The same thing on somebody's yacht. Oh no, that's okay. I'm gonna stay over here. And then you get to a point. If you feel that way, just don't even go. I think like that. What if something were to happen? Rich people steal. Some of them are the biggest thieves. That could be a plot to get you on there. They could steal something and say, "Oh, this person stole this here," and all eyes gonna be on who? Uh-huh. They could steal it themselves and file a fake insurance claim that all they needed. Well, who all was here? Going by the net worth, I'm the only one who's not a trustafarian and who's broke. I'm not gonna be your scapegoat. I already knew then. What was my mind just thinks, what's the word saying? No, that's okay. I'm good. This hit my mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna get caught. Well, we did see her go over there. Rich people steal too. I'm not a fool. I wasn't born yesterday. Love West Palm Beach. It's a whole lot of crooks going there. Just my opinion. Oh, I've seen a many. I trust no one. I trust nobody. I've seen too much drama in the wonderful, beautiful WPB West Palm Beach. I've seen too much drama. heard too many shady deals how people operate. You're not gonna get me. I had a situation with an attorney and it was too funny. He said, you go ahead and sign here, then I'll send them to you. Oh, I don't think so. You okay, so you want me to sign, and so I'm going to sign these papers, and then you're gonna go ahead and once I sign and email them back to me, then you sign. Hell to the no, bruh. It's not with me, it's not gonna work that way. We signing simultaneously. I'm not gonna sign these papers because there are clauses in there. So what happens if I sign and then I gotta sit up here and chase them down from you? You might try to go file some kind of cause of action on that I signed. I can't do anything. Where is your signature? I've already seen this game played in Palm Beach. You're not getting ready to play me. I've already seen this game played in Palm Beach. No, we're signing right here at the same time. Same time. He's like, oh, you don't trust me? You're damn skippy. You're not going to get me to sign, and then I'm going to send these to you, and then you'll sign. No, no, no. We're signing at the same time. You're not going to have me locked in. I go sign these papers. Then you might try to go and file a cause of action or something against me to go ahead and get back the money that I'm getting back. Oh, hell to the no. And then I got to chase you down. Hey, did you sign those papers? No, I'm not getting got. You got the wrong one today. We can both sign at the same time. I'm not signing anything. We're in different locations. Make it happen. What do we end up doing? Getting that online notary at the same time. Online notary. You think I'm going to sign these papers first with these clauses in it? Because once I sign, I can do this. I'm going to need to make sure you can do certain things to me as well. So we're going to go ahead. No, we can sign at the same time and we won't be signing. And I was broke and needed that check. We won't be signing. I'm not getting got. No, you think I'm going to go ahead and sign. And then next thing you know, you got me locked in worship. So when you going to sign? 24 hours pass by. Then you have to chase it down. I let them know it's not even happening. We will sign at the same time and we won't sign it out. We don't have a deal. He's like, fine, I'll go ahead and arrange for a notary. That's what we'll go ahead and do. We'll go ahead and get the online notary and we'll go ahead and do a little Zoom link and we can sign at the very same time. But you sure as hell not going to get me to I'm going to sign these papers and then I'll email them to you and then you'll sign and send them back to me. I don't trust you. And what did he say to me? It was too funny. He sent me a text. It was to this day I had a text. It's so funny. He says, well, just like you don't trust me, I 100% don't trust you. You darn skippy. We're signing at the same time because of the clauses in there. And see, if he hasn't signed it, I mean, he hasn't agreed to it. You might try to pull a little something. Everybody who smiles at you is not your friend. And sometimes the truth hurts. Again, I think that, like I said, on that yacht, first thing in my mind, what if something comes up stolen? Everybody here is rich except me. I could be the pawn. I'm good. That about the house. I said, he sure was mentioning that art. And I knew one thing. This would be the perfect play. Yes, rich people steal too. Especially a hedge fund manager. I probably mentioned that before on him, but I know him to be a thief. Even before all that happened, I was, no, something come up missing, and I will be the scapegoat. Why? The only black person. So no, with him around, no, just keep him out. Well, I'm not taking a chance. So this right here doesn't surprise me at all. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Let it fly if it doesn't apply. But I find it interesting.
Black individual in that friend group, you don't need to be in that friend group.
Ooh.
What happened to Nolan Wells could happen to you. And I don't care how much evidence that law enforcement agency covers up and hides. If they classify him as a suicide or an accidental death, we all know that his friends, his supposed friends, they murdered.
That's what I said in my prior video. He wasn't just missing, no, murder. If there is a fight and they find blood on the boat, why are you washing the blood away? Evidence. I said, not more than missing. No, it was murder. Because if there was a fight and he died because of the injury sustained in the fight, then that's murder. Pure and simple. That's why he didn't make it off that island. My guess is already dead, and that's why the phone made it back in his keys. But again, I knew then, who has the phone and the keys? Why are you holding his phone and his keys? You want to give it to his parents? Oh, he decided to stay back. That doesn't make any sense. He'd already had plans talking with his father. He already had plans, and he decided to stay back. Oh, he was on a different boat. Lies, lies you tell. So the moral of the story is, if you're black, Look what happened to Nolan Wells. Again, the phone made it back, the keys. Oh, yeah. He decided to stay. Oh, he decided to come back on a different boat. He didn't. Moral of the story, beware the ways of white folks. You have to be careful who you hanging around. But I agree. Like I said, my thinking process, it is what it is. What could happen? Be Everybody you think is a friend is not your friend. A person can look at you and smile. How many men meet someone in the club and she's up there smiling, buying her a drink? He thinks I'm pretty. Oh my gosh, girl, he could be Jeffrey Dahmer. He could be a serial killer. He could be a serial SAer. Then wake up. I'm feeling funny. My clothes are rearranged. But they say people wear a mask, and sometimes they can wear a mask as a friend. Now it's already coming out that there was a fight. Uh-oh, there was blood. Whose blood was it? The one that didn't make it back? Nolan Wells. So parents need to have a conversation with their kids. I don't care how you know the parents. It's good if you're gonna have. It's good to have variety. That's fine, but she definitely has a point, and she's of the Caucasian group. Can she speak for everybody? Hell to the no. No one can just speak for the whole group. There's not a monolith. But guess what? In her statements, I find it interesting and true because guess what? Look what happened to him. The people he was hanging around. Wow, sad, very sad. Anyway, let me know what you all think. She says you don't need to be in that
so
group.
Many black individuals who recently have been classified as suicides. We all know that they were lynched. Why?
And I've seen that too. It's like, oh, this person was a suicide, and the person was made. I hate that term. I say tree ornament with their hands behind their back. So if your hands are tied up behind your back, how'd you get your? How you do it? You have to be a magician. Magician? No. It's a cover up. A good cover up story, a way to say not investigate. Oh, this is a suicide. A cover up. You could be it could be a person from my culture could be in a house and they could have each door. They could have all the windows boarded up and have each door with a padlock chain so you can't even get out. I mean, a padlock chain on the exterior doors locked, and they'll go, well, the windows are boarded up. Each door was bolted down from the outside with a padlock on it, bolted from the outside. The windows boarded up and set on fire or something, and they would say it was a suicide. But how did the person go ahead and lock it from the outside? And the windows are boarded up. Everything is from the outside. Did they come in through underground, through the ceiling? The system that we're in, they don't care. So they'll come up with any kind of lazy excuse to say, oh, yeah, it was a suicide. Wow, a suicide with 15 bullets in the back of the person's body. It was a suicide. He had a nickname, Machine Gun Kelly. He knew how to work them. He knew how to work that gun for 15, huh? Wow. He was the Black Machine Gun Kelly, but he was acrobatic. The acrobatic Black Machine Gun Kelly. That's how they have. They'll come up with any kind of BS story. Parents, time to have conversations with your kids. Time to have conversations with the kids so they won't end up the next Nolan Wells. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.